changes coming through for both sides. I think maybe a little opening here. If Bliss, maybe they've been scrimming the Phoenix, but they certainly haven't been playing it in professional games. So a little new, a little perhaps untested. We'll see how it goes. I mean, at the end of the day, trust in Ronski.
I just certainly hope so, because he has proven to us that, you know, he is warm and ready to fight. But I think just Phoenix on these smaller maps, having that extra life when you have your run back available, that's such a big advantage. But though early on, over towards mid arches, we are seeing some aggression from Direwolves, and the wall fall back. And, you know, I just wanted to mention as well, I'm a little bit sad that there is no breach on the side of Direwolves. Stevens opens things up, takes down Major, and Ronski diving through that smoke, gets himself one, nearly getting the second onto Mist. But overall, I just think, is it enough as Team Bliss, they start to work their way onto the B site?
Only the 3 players remaining. They're going to have to contend with 3 from the side of Direwolves on that defense. However, Jungle taken down means the remaining Easy and Fweshers, the OGs for Bliss, aka the old Fun Crew roster, making the wave. Jun, nice spot here in trees. Guns one down, has to reload, but now Fweshers only on half health, has the spike, will get a plant, 1 more point towards the neural theft.
Oh, okay.
No, just a recon. Taking it nice and easy is Pain. They don't have the shock darts left, actually.
I don't know how much Fweshers actually saw, but now 2 players diving onto him. Lou! Oh, I like that. Electrocutes Fweshers and Direwolves. Hey, look, honestly, that was a pretty good defense round. Though I don't really think Direwolves, they did anything too special or out of the box there. Rather, it was actually on Team Bliss, I think. Team Bliss, their B-side take was a bit sloppy. They had one player, exactly, yes, please.
Ronski got the curveball out, was able to pick up one, but just really on their own, particularly with the smoke cover behind them. At least the play towards the orb and getting that kill means they are halfway to that runner back. You pointed out, that's going to be absolutely crucial. When you get a Phoenix on the field, you farm that ability as much as you possibly can. This time, Bliss are going to be hovering over towards that ace side. They will have to contest with some Astro utility, but no one from Direwolves playing that close angle means that orb is likely going to go the way of Bliss, so they'll be 1 step closer to the run it back. So very passive from Direwolves, even though they've got the weapons. It's actually going to be a decent buy from Bliss. 3 Spectres light armor for Fweshers, Easy and Major.
You know, Stevens here is on the radar this time, holding this long angle. Doesn't quite spot out anyone. Still spraying down range. Headshots, Fweshers. That's a bit unfortunate. Miss pushes through the smoke. Gets one for himself, but Ronski lying awake trades back as well as Easy. A Spectre is now in the hands of Team Bliss, and the spike should go down. Direwolves, this should have been their round to easily sweep, but now anything could happen.
Major's legacy proving a little bit of a deterrent from those 2 players in trees, but now onto the heaven.
Oh, wow.
They go, Pain spraying through the plywood as you do. 3v2 means Bliss going to have a tough time, but those Spectres, they bought in a bit heavy. It's given them a slight opportunity in the end, though. Direwolves, just enough firepower to get the job done. Spike will be diffused 2 rounds in a row, and Direwolves, they're really turning around this form, particularly in the pistol rounds we've seen in their recent matchups. Did they win the pistol round? They won both pistol rounds first map. They won the first one here. They've almost got the same amount of pistol rounds in this map that they have in the last 5. Sorry, in this match, and they have in the last 5 matches.
All right, that's a little bit toxic there. I'm kidding, but like, hey, look.
No, my point is, pistol rounds are so important because it essentially gets you those first 2 rounds in the match. If you're able to take away the bonus round, that's 3 on the board. You get maybe 4 because you can buy rifles against the opponent's teams, maybe eco, maybe rifles rounds. So you're already a third or a quarter of the way through the half at that point. That's how important pistol rounds are.
Definitely is important, but oh dearie me, Major. I think he was thirsting for the ult a little bit as Lou goes aggressive, and this is what we like seeing out of him, you know, going for these really high octane plays and fragging out, getting those kills. Shock dart by Pain, I don't really think it tags anyone though. He still has the Ares, and you have a wallbang potential with it. Okay, well, it's just a fake. They've baited out both shock darts now, and Team Bliss just playing this really slowly. Although Ronski, he's worked his way yeah, he's worked his way onto the A side somehow. He's got an intel, and we completely missed it. They are ferrying the spike over though, but so are rotations coming through from Direwolves. Jun takes down Easy, and the spike, oh, maybe should go back to B at this point.
Bronski's position there meant Direwolves couldn't hold on site. They didn't want to walk into that Phoenix's line of sight, so gave Bliss an opening. But once again, it's that pressure in tree. Finally, the spike makes its way there. Ronski's still here, still cleaning things up. Stevens down, spike planted. Now 4v3 doable for Bliss. Well, there's no super
maybe
quick
not.
succession. Maybe not.
Yeah, as Pain lugging around the areas, just spraying bullets down range, gets those kills. Although, over there, I think for Direwolves, they didn't really have to lose Stevens early on, who I think jumped the gun somewhat. As Reyna, you have Lears to play with, and plus the rest of his team, you know, they were gearing up, just getting into position for the retake. And Stevens, he pushed up by himself and sort of just got taken down by Ronski, who the first bullet tagged him. I'm pretty sure Ronski saw the elbow and managed to finish things off. Now, it will be a full buy for Team Bliss. Their runner back is available. Jungle Wow and Fleshless and Easy, so close to having their respective ultimates. Direwolves pull off something crazy with a hero rifle on Jun.
A bit to work with for Direwolves as well. Jun has been doing a solid effort, particularly on the A side, taking care of trees, watching the A short angle. One away from the lockdown this time. Will be set up on B. Just the one player. They have support from Lou in market. The Aldrone going to force the jet back, and here comes Ronski. The runner back online will expire after taking care of the boom bot. The alarm bot not quite going to find the drop onto Lou. Ultimate expired. No trades for either team. I take that back. Ronski, permadeath. So once again, Direwolves in a great position on this bonus.
You know, that wall over there mid, that was actually so close. If it came up a second later, Lou, he would have had a backup to finish off that kill onto Sage there. But now it's Team Bliss. This is their buy round. They've lost an ultimate. The Sage is one shot from death. I don't think she wants to use the heal on herself if she even has it. And Direwolves, if they can win this bonus round, this is when they can really escape and build up momentum as well as economy.
Yeah, the heal's on cooldown. It's 10 seconds away. They might be just waiting for that because I want to go in with those 4 players at full health. Got one ultimate to speak of. So you can get plants and get to safe position easy. Could make a defuse kind of difficult, but as it stands, Direwolves going to be very confident, just holding their positions. Interesting will be that position we're seeing from Mist. Holding in wine. If Bliss doesn't check this angle, it could prove quite deadly, especially the Spectre at close range. And speaking of deadly, Lou with a Sheriff just casually taking shots into B main. And look at Mist's position. Oh.
Yeah, Mist, he thought that A-Long was clear because of that single shot over towards Flesh's speed. That's why they aggressed on. And now Bliss, they've taken the reins and they're pushing on now. About 5 seconds left. There's plenty of time to plant the spike, but Direwolves now on the back foot. They had the man advantage early on without a frag, but then a slight misread of the situation by Direwolves, I would like to think, has now put them in this 2v3 and 2 ultimates for Team Bliss. There's no way they should be losing this round.
No. Luke in a position to use that Spectre. It could prove beneficial for them, but still plenty of sightlines here. And it will be Jungle Wow finishing things off. The Astra for Bliss doing what the Astra for Direwolves might have wanted to do, coming up clutch for their team. And I think it all goes back to that position from Mist. Sitting in wine with the Spectre. You just sit there, you know Bliss is under the pump. They have to run to the side. They're going to have to sprint through A main. You hear them coming. They're not going to have time to check you in that corner. Unfortunately, as I said, little comms go out maybe. Oh, they're on the B side. You can push out. Yeah. Gets caught. The 2 players there. Maybe if it's 1 player, Miss comes off, able to get one. If they're able to get that 1 trade, maybe things will better for Direwolves. But in the end, it will go Bliss's way. Full rifles for both teams. A couple of elements of light armor, but with Bliss looking to pick up that ultimate all once again. All 5 players on the A side, and Direwolves again playing very passively, not willing to contest these outside angles.
Which is the right play. They have a lot of players rested early A, and now ultimates haven't popped. Stevens, you have to go huge here. Misses the whip, and Ronski punishes him heavily for that. Don't give the man an opportunity to strike, because he will snatch it out of your hands. Now, the side take is over towards A regardless. They are towering on. Team Bliss, Spike is down, but look for the defenders. Jun, you have the Killjoy lockdown for the retake, and that's exactly what they're waiting for. They're being really patient about this. Util has come out, and interestingly enough, I think the Hunter's Fury is going to work to destroy the lockdown. To say that though, Ronski, he kills Jun. That's just unfortunate. Direwolves, I think cut your losses at this point because you're bleeding players one at a time. Ronski, like a ninja, jumping around, just picking up 3 kills, pushes through. He should not get that kill. Quadra now. The ace is in his hands. Pain, you have to run before Ronski comes and dishes out the literal pain.
No, don't inflate Ronski's head any bigger than it needs to be. Get the hell out of Dodge Pain. Gonna be hunted down, actually able to drop the Phoenix. That's pretty much all the damage you get out of that round, but it was nicely done by Bliss. Throw up the Celestial Divide, force Dive in a position where they have to choose, do we hold on site and give away close angles, or do we hold off, wait for it to dissipate, and then go for the retake? You called it. They were waiting for Jun to get in a position, but the Killjoy gets killed before they can deploy the lockdown.
It was
and that's that. Bliss now one behind.
Sorry, it was a bit interesting as well for Jun the Killjoy. Usually you would throw the Killjoy lockdown over towards Garden, Tree Room, but I think he actually went Heaven, if I'm correct, and Vronsky just picked them off rather easily. So I'm a little bit confused as well. This time though, Direwolves on the eco.
Because of the
Lou has the hero
Celestial Divide, they didn't have Garden under their control. They don't know if there's someone waiting just outside the door, so you put the lockdown there, it could be easily destroyed.
Perhaps, but regardless, there was Hunter's Fury to destroy it either way. So that's what I think Direwolves were reading into for the chess. And now, Lou, the hero rifle is gone. Vronsky has the runner back now. Oh, dear me. There's only one lone survivor on site. Pain, left, right. Good night. His head gets spotted out. And Vronsky, a second too low. And his teammate pays the ultimate price. Site has been taken, but the defender's already rotated over. Just being patient before they try to retake. And one by one, they are getting picked off. He wants the ultimate as well.
Does Jun invest the lockdown?
No, absolutely.
I mean, again, yeah, you could buy some time, maybe go for the recontest, but as you said, with Easy sitting on top of that Hunter's Fury, you don't want to go anywhere near that kind of danger. Fleshes able to take care of the Killjoy, removing the question entirely. No neural theft required. Happy to hold on to that one now, Stevens. Lone little Reina. Empress has worn off. Just a Sheriff in hand.
Once that
door goes down.
Oh, that's brutal.
Oh, dear.
That's brutal. Stevens, you know, we saw him fire already 6 bullets out of that revolver just to destroy the wall. Goes for another one. Vronsky just lying in wait. Man, like, they're feeding into his palm right now. If you look at the scoreboard right now, in 6 rounds, he's gotten 10 kills. Now, it's nothing crazy, but it's pretty good. He's used the runner back twice in 6 rounds.
Yeah, that's insane. And already halfway to the 3rd one as well.
Yep.
If you're pumping out ults this fast, you're going to have absolutely no trouble as Bliss. Speaking of trouble, Lou not quite able to bind in this round. We'll be sticking with the Sheriff. No Blade Storm for the Jet this time. So I'm a bit surprised maybe they're not throwing over a rifle.
Oh, dude. Jungle Wild surely has to
Lou on an adventure. Going to have to deal with Vronsky waiting up the back of Catwalk.
Oh, he's in a really rough spot now. Even if he dashes away, he needs a Cloud Burst to buy him some safety, because there's 2 players up towards mid. That Aldrone spotted him for sure. It saw him. Flesh just sees him at least, right? Major does too. Lou, you gotta get out of there, man. Somehow he escapes with his life. I don't believe it. But look how much mid controls Team Bliss have. And Lou, there's nowhere he can really go. That is... Oh, it's I don't know, it's very weird to see it come out of Direwolves. Pain, he does get the refrag, but now, numbers even 3 on 3. Major has the resurrection, and Mage lying away. Oh my god. Can he kill Vronsky though? Oh, that's brutal. He can heal himself. Run it back. Again invested. He was on 3 out of 6 starting this round. Temporal, Team Bliss, they are on a roll right now. And Mist, you have to get this kill. Indeed he does. So at least that ultimate form is gone. But just map control and so much chaos is happening on this site right now. Mist and Pain have a crossfire set up. Smokes are through, and Team Bliss running their one to the side. Mist has to go huge here. 1-for-1 trade. And Team Bliss, they should have plenty of time to plant that spike and set up for post-line defense.
Neural theft as well. They can see the defenders are all hovering around this defensive spawn area. They're going to put the spike down. Plenty. Vronsky wants another runner back. Not going to happen this round though. Spike planted. Easy off to a safe position. Hunter's Fury will be in place. So Direwolves, they're going to go for it anyway, hoping to pick up a couple of kills, but it's going to be very difficult for them. No one, sorry, just the one player on site, Fleshist. The remaining 2 players are going to be an absolute nuisance for Direwolves.
Jungle out, he finally strikes Stevens, he gets the trade back, and now Easy. He's been holding onto the Hunter's Fury for ages, and which we'll talk about why a little bit later, but Flesh is backside to hold it off. Stevens leaping on now. Flesh is the FIFA player, has to go huge here, he'll get taken down. Hunter's Fury still available, and this is just such a beeline for him. 1, 2, gets the kill, and Stevens, he can't stick it, but no, the wallbang! Yes! Fantastic clutch by Easy. He will go down to the spike, but it doesn't matter. Team Bliss, they secure that lead. And Temporal now, once things are calmed down a little bit, Easy, he was holding onto the Hunter's Fury for so long. Because when Jun uses that lockdown, he'll destroy it ASAP. It didn't come to it, and that's why Jun, he saw it coming as well. That's why he didn't use it either.
Wait, Can we just talk about Direwolves there? They gave their lives. They knew Hunter's Fury has to tag twice. They say, we got 2 players. First person gets killed but got halfway. We have a chance. Easy though, heads up play, not only having the Hunter's Fury at the ready, but standing in a wall bangable spot, able to spray down Stevens at the end. Brilliant thinking out of both teams.
They definitely have practiced that strat. Guarantee that plant spot as well. Still though, A-Long is the place where we're seeing a lot of action, and the kill feed did light up for a second there, and Team Bliss, okay, starting off things a little bit rough there, while Direwolves on the worst of
Direwolves too.
Exactly. Sorry.
But once again, it's Lou that goes down first. Sometimes you see Jets with Sheriffs and go, oh, I'm worried for the other team, but so far, last couple of rounds, Lou's been a little light on with their impact.
Major.
For the moment though, Bliss, just considering their chances, maybe we do want to go A. If they do head that way, it's still 3-on-3. You're seeing a bit of rotation coming through from Pain now. The Direwolves are thinking, is this just a distraction? Are they moving around to A and they've left one player or not? Still trying to decide, but they're going to get the idea sooner. Pain's not going to see anyone rotating up through market, and they're going to suspect it is coming down on A, especially with that wall now in play.
Yeah, the lockdown finally gets invested because there is no Hunter's Fury to counter, and Stevens, the lone player on defense over towards A, that gets taken down. Flesh just opens up, gets himself 2, and Flesh just, he backs out as well. This lockdown, yeah, didn't really get them much value here. Only Pain, the last player over towards A. Time is running thin now. Team Bliss have to realize they surely can't make the rotation over towards B. You have to go A now. They're doubling back. Pain makes himself known. One hitch onto Major. He needs a second one. Just lie and wait. Time is running thin, and the plant has to go down for Fleshes. Team Bliss, somewhat poor time management, and Pain, he's done it. He's done it. Oh, that's beautiful. Icing on the cake there. Nailing all 3 kills. Gets a rifle for his troubles. Team Bliss, they should not have lost that round at all in any way.
No, and it was an interesting way the round kind of ebbed and flowed. Bliss loses too early, you think that's not good. Lockdown goes in for Jun. It's dire straits for them. It bought so much time for Direwolves that Bliss, they found themselves in a dicey position. Getting those late kills though, thought maybe there is a chance, but in the end it is that Sheriff comes through. Pain once again leading the way for Direwolves, picking up the slack where you might think Lou will be doing the job on the Jet. As it stands, rifles for both teams. Operator for Lou on defense once again, hovering on the B side. Spotted, has to back off, but might get up an opportunity. You see, there's a couple players over towards that A orb side from Bliss. They're backing off for the moment. Spike, though, is heading that way, so perhaps Lou may be able to catch someone on the cross if anyone's silly enough to go through mid.
You know what sort of just clicked to me? We haven't seen Lou on the signature Jet operator get a single kill now. Up to this point, even from map 1 till map 2. Team Bliss, they're doing very well avoiding these long sight lines. Early utility usage, forcing Lou out of angles, and now they know probably here's the operator. Mid, not contesting it entirely. Ronsky picks up yet another ult orb. This will be his 4th, alright? Count it with me. And he's only 2 off of it. Team Bliss, I think this should be an A pinch, and Lou has to read this fast.
2 ultimates, Vesser and Direwolves as well. That's still Celestial Divide, at least blocking off B for the moment. Spike is still over there for Bliss, so they're going for a pincer movement, going to clear out market, but they don't know that Lou is waiting there. Operator in hand. Oh, the Jet moves off the line. Okay, they're back in action. The wall's actually going to protect, but perhaps not from the blades. Being swept over the top and already missed on site. Drops Fletcher. Spike down. Pain is there too. Nice double for the Sova, and that will be all she wrote for this round for Bliss.
Jungle well and easy. The last 2 players not quite with their team. Very disjointed. Now it's Jungle in a 1v4. I mean, look, I hype up his clutch plays, but in a situation like this, yeah, not gonna happen. Lou gets his first operator kill. Yeah, exactly. And look, it's important once again, a really weird ebb and flow of the round that you said earlier. Direwolves, they invested 2 ultimates early on, right? In fact, they invested all 3 that they had there. Didn't really get much value out of all 3, I won't lie. Missed that Cosmic Divide, maybe you did give some information, but it just fizzled away. But it's down to Team Bliss again. I think this is the 2nd round now, back-to-back, that they played somewhat poorly. First round, ran out of time, mismanagement. This 2nd round, just so disjointed, one at a time. They get picked off, no trades to come through, and now it will be them on the eco or upgraded Sheriff buys.
A nice effort from Direwolves to get themselves back in front as well. Bliss had even things, actually had poked their nose in front. So keeping it close here on Ascent. Ronsky I'm curious as to the Phoenix with the Marshal. Not something you see every day. Already taken up position in mid, hoping to catch someone from Direwolves unaware. I think they'll be heading over towards tree. Not exactly the weapon you want in that close range scenario, but Bliss, they're just playing, looking for something, a little bit of anything, hoping the Direwolves overstep the mark a little bit. They're able to get a cheap kill and potentially retrieve a weapon that is a little more useful than what they've got. For the moment, it looks like they're going to consolidate. At least on the B side, the Spike is backing away, so Bliss still undecided, but they've got mid control at least, so they can rotate through short towards A.
But now passively, Direwolves are playing this. Stevens gets that first frag. The gravity well sucked though. He does manage to escape it briefly, and he will probably fall back. But they're pushing through the cage. Major picks up the kill. Once Fury comes through, and Lou just catching Jungle well, unawares. And Team Bliss once again, they're starting to get picked up one at a time. Missed. What was that, man? That's a pretty big whiff. As Major gets the res onto Jungle well, and Lou still striking away. Now he's turned on the triple clean sharp flick. Spike does get planted by Team Bliss, but 2v3 now. Cosmic Divide, surely? Question mark.
Don't do it. Oh, Major. So, we talked about it. Lou not finding the mark with the operator. All of a sudden, turns out he was listening, and he's like, I'm not giving this casters anything to talk about anymore. 5 in 2 rounds. Holy crap. Lou is here to play, already catching up to Pain on the scoreboard, and Direwolves looking so good right now. I mean, Bliss, they looked a little confused there. Yeah, you're on the eco. They had mid control, so they get around the map. But as you said, Direwolves so patient. They're willing to let Bliss just simply walk into their sidelines. They don't have to put so much effort in, and it pays off for them.
I think, once again, Stevens early on, really early into the game, with that really aggressive peek out over towards Heaven, I wouldn't say it's sort of lost Direwolves that round there, but now I think they've reined all the players back, and they're all playing together now as a team for the retakes. This time, though, Team Bliss, they have the buy, run it back, again by Ronsky. Let's count him. That's his 4th one. Rushes on, clearing space for his team. Cosmic Divine invests as well. Ronsky, that's aggressive, does get one, and that's already good value.
Great value, taking care of Pain to start things off. The Celestial Divide, of course, making life a little difficult for Direwolves. They're going to have to play off the side. The door goes down. Jun's able to destroy it. The plant coming through. It's going to see Bliss. 5 members on site. The Celestial Divide dissipates, and now it's up to Direwolves to go for the retake. They've got good positioning here. 2 from Defender Spawn, 2 from Market. But the question is, can they deal with these players, particularly those 2 sticking in B main?
The high
they
angle
could be the deciding factor.
Okay, the wall's gone now, but Ronsky lying away with the flash, and this could be a double swing. Oh, runs right into the crosshairs of Mist, and Mist gets Major as well, spraying through the smoke. Team Bliss, they're falling. Flesh does strike back. Now the pressure is on. The timer is ticking away really fast. Flesh just a double for himself. Down to Stevens, 1v3. Fantastic post-plant defense from Team Bliss. The first 2, they were just sacrifices, and they secure the round. Still 1 behind Direwolves, though.
Yeah, and it was a questionable whether or not the Direwolves would even got one of those players in B main to get both of them without taking Lost Your Own. A great start, but I think clearing that out buys Bliss enough time that Direwolves find themselves in position. They have to rush into point. They don't have the time nor the utility to clear out the site properly. And there's 3 players in Bliss there. There's only 2 entrances, so at least one of those avenues is going to be facing 2 players watching it.
Oh, Luke.
Yeah.
Yep, here we go. That's signature Jet stuff. Oh, interesting recon now. Hunter's Fury, though, and as easy. Legs Lou the first time, confirms the kill the second. Neural Theft comes through, and that's beautiful. They know exactly where the defenders are, and Ronsky, he's already wormed his way onto the side there. Fleshist steals that kill off of Ronsky to an extent. Really commanding start to a round from Team Bliss. Spike goes down, 3v5, and Temporal. Maybe the save sort of is in order for Direwolves.
I would definitely be of that opinion. They're looking a bit skint right now. They lose 1 more.
Oh my god.
They just stuck. Ronsky is spraying Fleshes there as well.
He's playing so aggressive right now, and it's working out so well for his team. Earlier on, I think Team Bliss, they did stumble here and there with the aggression on perhaps Ronsky or a few other players going out one at a time, getting picked off. Especially it happened once during Unbind, but now it's a much tighter game. Ronsky, he plays with his team. When he does go aggressive, I'm pretty sure they're calming it nice and clear, and his team playing so patient over towards the A side, just holding down the angles, and the onus was on Direwolves to push and try to retake. But hey, sides are switched, and we finished the first half 6-6, a much better scoreline compared to map 1.
Indeed, and it wasn't really back and forward in the way sometimes it goes round for round. It was very streaky from both teams, finding their groove at different times in the half, and it's setting us up for a great second half here. Now, we're going to see Bliss, whether or not they're able to take advantage, particularly of Ronski going for those orbs, a little bit more difficult on the defense, a little more risky too. You go for the orb, you give away a cheap kill, or a cheap death, I suppose, for the team's perspective. It makes your defensive job a whole lot harder. And already look at this Direwolves, 4 players in A main.
Yeah, it's just not working too well for them. His Team Bliss, that's like a triple player stack over towards short, just firing bullets down range, and Dire Wolves, this push has been shut down completely. Lou doing Lou things, dashes onto the side, clears up space for his team. He does get one kill onto Ronski, who got a little bit too aggressive there, I think, perhaps on this retake. So 3v4, it's still very much winnable for Dire Wolves as Pain evens things up. But it's once again back and forth, Wall Street trades. Dire Wolves 2-on-2 now, all down to Pain. I mean, Jungle, wow, sorry. To clutch it out. He has a ghost in his hands, has some health to work with, but 5 bullets in that ghost, you're joking! Takes a bullet to his head for picking too aggressively, and Jun finishes things off. Temporal, I gotta say, this round was pretty chaotic.
It was. You called it the 4 stack going from so the 4 stack from Direwolves meeting the 3 stack from Bliss. It was a veritable firing squad flying blindly through that nebula. It works out well, but the positioning on the point, once Direwolves were there, they had the space to work. They can use that cover, force Bliss to come to them, gun them down one by one. In the end, that's what gets them the job. Another pistol round going the way of Direwolves. They've changed something, and it's working wonders for them.
Well, you know, once again, I don't really think it's actually that Dire Wolves changed something. If anything, most of the players are starting to feel more awake and warm now. But rather, once again, it was Team Bliss. They had a man advantage, and they still aggressed on, going for those challenges, and they got punished heavily by Dire Wolves, the older, more experienced players. Okay, second round now. Oh, Major eats that shotgun, and Pain lying in wait with the bullets already spraying down range. And Dire Wolves on the pistol, on the SMG buy. Yeah, they should get this round rather easily.
Though. Yeah, so you see the rotations of Bliss that already come across. They get spotted by Easy, and all of a sudden, 2 defenders making a beeline there. Easy will take that ultimate orb. Thank you very much. For just checking things out, make sure there's no sneaky trades. Back and already on the backside, Ronski's there, but it is the members of Direwolves with the superior weaponry able to gun down the defenders they got there. Now, Easy find themselves in a clutch position. Gonna have to deal with Lou at close range. One shot right click from the Classic ain't gonna do the job. 8-6 in Direwolves looking fantastic.
Yeah, I think, you know, all things considered for Team Bliss, it wasn't that bad. They got 1 kill, they got an ult orb onto Easy, so it's a small win. You take those small things, but overall, clean round from Direwolves, especially with the Pain, his util usage early on, and, you know, him getting that triple kill, I think, that round, it's charged up his Hunter's Fury to 5 out of 7. He gets 1 ult orb, gets a kill, and he will be able to use it, perhaps post-plant, in this bonus by Team Bliss. They should be looking to win this, otherwise Direwolves, they may be looking at taking out map 2.
Playing the patient game for the moment. Neither team really aggressing into those outside areas. A main completely clear, mid control, and B main going over towards the Direwolves. Now they've got options if they're able to pick up a kill in either direction. That will likely be the path they take. The wall from Major, it's going to stymie the attack for the moment up that B side. So you see those 2 members of Direwolves rotating their way to join the rest of the team, who are making their way catwalk through tree. Just the 2 players on site, though. The cam is going to see them coming into tree. There it is. Even with the jet dashing in. Fwesh just waiting in the right spot at the right time. Guns 2 down.
Marvelous. Marvelous! The triple headshots all the way. The FIFA player pulling his techers, knocking heads over. Direwolves, this is the bonus part. You might as well throw your bodies at him. At this point, some damage is the best thing can hope for. Thankfully, though, Spike is still in their possession and 40 seconds to play with. Look, it's not bad, but Ronski, you saw how thirsty he was. He was looking over towards long there with the curveball already out and a long flank over from B. There's no way, surely, that Direwolves, they swing this round back. Oh, Ronski.
They're gonna just opt up cat.
The timing, his barrel is not sticking out. And no, he does get caught up by miss. I think he must have seen the barrel of Ronski. 10 seconds though, they have to ape onto site now. And simultaneously, Stevens and Mess, they do get taken down. And Team Bliss, 7-8, they are not letting Direwolves escape any further with the lead.
It's all Fweshes there, not only with the cam in the right position to catch the rotation coming off catwalk, but exquisitely, even where they're standing, they see the jet dash through immediately out of cam and able to just simply swing through the door, take care of Lou, not allow the jet to get a surprise on site. If Freshness is playing a little further on, maybe on the other side of the A main doorway onto site, they don't have the time to swing around. Lou can get the drop on the Cypher, and it's a very different story there. So really smart positioning from the Cypher. Now we're seeing Direwolves, they're going to make a play for the orb. Jungle is there to prove the deterrent. 3 players already on the A side. Just the Sage really providing the presence on B. But Direwolves playing it patiently. Tripwire going down, indicating there's at least someone playing aggressively up A main. But once the orb is in Direwolves' hands, they're just going to back off and reconsider their approach.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Flesh the pre-A, man. This guy, after that, he's still riding on that adrenaline high from the previous round, getting another headshot, and he takes down one of the major sources of firing power from Direwolves. This is Direwolves' buy round, by the way. If things go poorly now, Team Bliss, they're going to even things up, and the Aldro, no, John, he should be able to get this kill onto Easy, who's still under his utility, gets that kill, and Direwolves, what was that? They even things up, and they even get the man advantage now. Although Ronsky snakes onto the side, Kerbal comes through, gets taken down as well. A little bit too much aggression. Team Bliss, 2v4, they had the advantage, and now things have turned.
It's that split-second timing. Ronsky's looking at the door to mark it. But it's missed who's in the right position to gun down the Phoenix, and now the tables are turned so quickly, a snap of the fingers like the curveball coming out, and all of a sudden Bliss on the back foot. They're just going to be looking for those extra frags. They ain't contesting 2v4.
No,
they want to hold on to the rivals because they can't afford to lose too much here.
Oh, look. Temporal, all I can say is I feel right now there's a difference between how disciplined these two teams are. Direwolves, okay, this is their buy round, good. They lost one player, good. They win this round, fantastic. But early over towards A, they got the orb, they got the Hunter's Fury, and what's more, they still used 2 shock darts to clear wine, in which the timing would have been pretty rough for a player of Team Bliss to push out A long there under the guise of the Nebula and get into that position. They're being so careful and disciplined, clearing every single angle. Meanwhile, for Team Bliss there, Easy. Look, he should have checked that corner, let's be honest here, and does get punished heavily for it. But then it was down to, who was it? Ronsky. 3v4, I think? He pushed out by himself, going for a hero play, gets punished for it, and at that point, it was already done for. If they had an extra man, I think that retake would have been possible using Ronsky's curveballs. But look, this is what happens. But now, Ronsky, it's another buy round, and he's one off of the runner back. His 5th one, I think, or 6th.
Oh, what, he got 4 in the first half, so it must be the 5th one. Yeah, first of the second half, definitely the 5th one coming through. Blades out for Lou, rifles for everybody else. Currently Direwolves making play towards mid, so they're giving up A control. No one they're going for that angle, actually. Bliss just hovering, all bunched up together. You'll see this a lot from the team. They like to push as a team. Pretty early on in the round 2, they don't necessarily wait and find information late into the mid-round. They'll just happily push together. They're going to have to deal with Major, though. Sorry, that was Direwolves on attack. Major, nice position up mid, takes care of Lou. 4v4. Empress on the field. Stevens looking for some value, but will be shut down immediately upon entering 3s.
Okay, the double push over towards mid. I like this to bail Major out and to get a kill on top of it. So now the man advantage, but Easy so low. He needs to heal. As Flesh gets one to Jun. It's all down to Jungle. It's not Jungle, well, to Miss now by himself to try attempt to clutch things out. 30 HP. This is a very tall task.
Might be able to get the drop on Easy here. The Sober's low as well, but no. Ready and waiting. Nice play by Freshest on site too, keeping that the avenue locked down. Once again, the Cypher knows all. And that says Bliss inch closer, back closer to Direwolf's score. 8-9. And plenty of ultimates to work with too for Bliss here. Both teams able to buy in, so lots of utility expecting to be invested. And even Major and Jungle, wow, not all on their ultimates yet, but only 1 point away for both of those agents. A lot to work with here. A couple of, both the duelist ultimates invested in that round by Direwolves, not finding as much value as they would have liked. But they're going to make the presence felt towards that B main side. No one from Bliss holding on site. Just the utility there for Fwesh as the cam will spot them coming through that main door.
Okay, Util comes out now, and Direwolves, they're taking this B side. No one's on it, and Direwolves are here packing some mad heat. Although, John trying to play the lurk does get taken down by Major, so that is no post-plant nanoswarms to play with. The spike might be planted in, you know, it will be planted in the corner while Ronsky pops the run it back. Going for these kills now, going aggressive. Easy! The Hunter's Fury takes down Miss. The plant being denied. Dire Wolves, they have to get back onto site, get that spike confirmed. And Lu lying in wait now by himself. Yep, that's the corner checked. And Lu does manage to dash to safety. This is still good, but the players, they are falling left, right, and center. 1-for-1 trade. The resurrection is available for Team Bliss. The wallbang angle, pain. Oh man, that's just pain. That hurts. Stevens, no Lear, no Empress, has to do it all now. 1-on-4, so much utility flying his way. Recon arrow, gravity well, even the Sage slow. That was rough, man. And now Team Bliss, they bring it back 9-9.
And losing June early hurt Direwolves there really. Had the lockdown in play too, so if they're able to get in a good position, maybe if they're able to get the drop on Major, all of a sudden Bliss has to watch their watch the angle coming from Marker. Also the lockdown's in play, buying more time for Direwolves on the site. Also taking down Major would have eliminated the resurrection. Instead of having that 3v4 coming into that late stage of the round, you're looking at a 3v3, maybe even a 3v2 for getting the advantage of Direwolves. So that one pick early in the round really swung it in Bliss's favor, and they were able to take advantage of that. Now at 9v9, you're going to see an eco round coming from Direwolves. So once again, Bliss looking good to be the first to hit double digits on the map.
Ronsky, you gotta be careful here. Luce is right on the corner. Sixth sense tells him this place is too close. No! The curveball hits Luce's toe. Still gets the kill regardless. A double dip. And Ronsky, that's a little bit too much, man. But at least he got confirmed in intel. There's 3 players of Direwolves out over towards long. And Bliss, the rotations have arrived. The cavalry is here. Easy. Spiral Bliss downrange. Confirms a double. Jungle Well chimes in as well. All down to Pain. Lucky last. Good luck.
In the name, 2 rounds in a row, easy, taking the safe, taking the nice easy path. It's the Hunter's Fury the first time, previous round to stop the plant. This time taking advantage of the confusion Ronsky has caused. The Phoenix a little bit spoiled for choice there. Pops the curveball round, sees 3 players and goes, oh shit, which one do I shoot first? Which one do I shoot first? Unfortunately gets gunned down, but the rest of the team, as you said, is right there to support. 10 on the board for Bliss. Direwolves buying back into this one. They can level things up. They've got some great tools to work with here. They have the showstopper. We haven't really seen the lockdown be invested aggressively. I think we saw it once in the first half, but you're not finding an opportunity
I like
to
that.
use it.
That's beautiful. Oh my god. The recon arrow and Major with the boost. That's a practice strat. Well, as I say that, Juan, interesting wallbang, takes down Ronsky. Juan gets himself a double now over towards mid there. And Pain, Hunter's Fury strikes, takes down Major. Team Bliss, they pull a crazy mad strat play initially. And Direwolves, they strike back using normal gunplay. And now 4v2, Team Bliss, this retake, somewhat undoable. Well, I won't say undoable, but unlikely.
A little bit cocky perhaps from Bliss, thinking they can get away with that against a team like Direwolves, who's playing absolutely phenomenally in this map, definitely surpassing my expectations, but now it's Precious all on their lonesome. Nice little shock dart from Pain will finish any hope that Bliss has. 10-10, even Stevens. We're looking like Digital that this will go to overtime.
Overtime's one thing, but map 3 is another thing. You know, while we have a short period of breathing room space here, I just want to say, I feel that Ronsky, he's sort of like tens of like the equivalent of tens to an extent, you know, the young, super snappy talent, and it's down to the captains and rest of the team to rein him in. Sometimes you tell Ronsky, go kill, do your crazy thing, go aggressive. And in the previous round there, when Direwolves, they were on an eco, I sort of can see why Ronsky was going aggro. He was already more than about halfway to the run it back. Just go out there, sacrifice himself. They can reinvest easily, but it's the ultimate. If he can get more charges online, the run it back will prove invaluable in these late stages of the game. But now 10-10, and look for the attack side Direwolves. They have the Killjoy lockdown available for a side take.
Once again, Ronsky looking to go aggressive. The partial wall pushes through.
Whoa.
A bit of spray, catches Stevens on the way out. Pain down as well. The aggression pays off this time. Digital, like you said, it can be hit and miss, but when it works, it's phenomenal.
That's disgusting. That's disgusting. He caught Stevens mid-air like a fish out of water, and now Easy has the open, just spamming bullets down range. John, do you want to cross? Yeah, he does choose to cross. It gets taken out. The run it back by Ronsky. No worries. Look, he was already for 42 HP. Automatically heals him back up to full. Wolves, this is looking a little bit dire to say the least, you know. Good on the more bangable angle, so at least Lou does know his angles, but still, Team Bliss just a man advantage. Spike does get planted, but then when the extra manpower just arrives onto the site and swarms them, nothing they can do. Now Bliss, 11 to 10.
A little risky there, I think, for Jun. You know the Odin's there, you can hear it, you can see it. Still chooses to poke the angle, not quite able to find anything through the smoke, unfortunately. Now Bliss just 2 round wins away from progressing into this upper bracket semi-finals, potentially, but Direwolves hot on the heels, as you said, could drive us to a map 3. It's not out of the realms of possibility at the moment. Question now for Direwolves is, do you force into this round, and if you give it away, you don't have much to spend when Bliss is on match point, or do you go an eco? It looks like they are going to buy in Lou, actually, with the Sheriff, hoping for either that or... Yeah, they're investing a lot of utility just to capture this. They want the Blade Storm online to give themselves the full spread of utility to work with. You know, like utility invested just to get that Blade Storm.
You know, like map 1 at this point in the game, right? It was a very similar situation, except for the Direwolves, they had much less economy to work with. This time, they are able to invest a lot more into it. And Jun, okay, use the kill your lockdown to fake an A push, and it hasn't basically had any rotations whatsoever. Team Bliss, they aren't convinced. The Hunter's Fury, no, Shock Darts actually, I think that was used by Easy. That was beautiful. It destroyed the lockdown from out long, and now the side take's gonna be quite difficult. Lou doesn't spot Major, and Major's lying in wait. This could be huge. Lou, okay, gets the kill to Bronski. It doesn't really matter. Direwolves, they're not out of this just yet. And Major, what do you do, man? Stuck between a rock and a hard place, literally. Lou, here's the gunshots, jumps up, gets the kill. Oh, Team Bliss, what has happened?
Unfortunately, I think Lou really the difference maker. They're getting in dirty on site, able to take care of, I believe it was Ronsky playing backside. Major almost able to take down the Jet, but when she was flashed, but not able to find the shot. And it's enough of an opening for Lou to put that knife in, leave her open a little bit. A beautiful round from Direwolves. The buy pays off. They don't lose a single member. They are looking good at the end of the half. Still though, Bliss, plenty in the bank to work with. So they're going to buy in this time. 11-11 digital. It's getting so close. It's honestly impossible to pick at this point.
You know, we don't have Amazon Prime here, so I will say that's an LG Gaming Flawless if I ever saw one. But look, Lou there, they invested a lot of utility early on to get him that Blade Storm. Was it worth it? Absolutely, God! And now it's Team Bliss, who are on the slightly worse buy to an extent. They have a few ultimates to work with, but 11-11, anyone's game. And I do hope to see a map 3, because Direwolves, they are ready to bring the punishment.
Stevens taking an aggressive position, could go toe-to-toe with Ronsky here. The Phoenix itching for a fight. Going to be pushing towards that B main doorway as well. Direwolves just taking their time to spread across. They got mid control and control almost into A main, but Bliss, they're happy to play back on site, particularly on that A side of the map. They've got plenty of utility to give them warning. So there's a rotation coming through easy towards B. Direwolves will have to make up their minds in short order, but they've got plenty of control in the middle of the map, so they could go either way. They can also do a split push towards B. The Lear out from Stevens, going to bait out a star.
You know, it just seems like every single time Team Bliss, they try some crazy Megamind play, like the Sage will over towards short and the recon arrow in amongst the Nebulas towards tiles to get the kill. Think the round, it never swings that way. The previous round as well, I've seen Hiko do it once on a stream, shooting the shock darts from A Heaven, I think, and it bounces across Gelato to destroy the lockdown in the corner. That's what Easy just did. They've done the homework, but once again, that fancy play, and Direwolves just, you know, old-fashioned, gets the kill. Now the A side take does look to be happening. Jungle, well, oh, this is a bit of a hero hold here. He has his back up his teammates. Great utility there. I think it was a Cypher Trap, and they do come out on top, but Direwolves, once again, discipline and frags. They strike back. Ronsky pushes aggro. The detect, spots out, miss, triple kill, match point for Team Bliss. Deary me, these rounds, we're seeing superhuman plays coming out from both sides.
Jungle Well, the clutch god coming up, trumps where it counts. Alive's a little deft dodging of the recon dart, destroys it, dips back into the Nebula, out, picks up a quick 2k. In that time, Ronski has legged it over onto site directly. And once again, the aggressive play paying off. Sometimes you don't expect the defenders necessarily to be holding on site in that situation. They're off site, trying to get some sprays in, or waiting for the recontest after the spike has been planted. But as it stands, as you said, Bliss on match point. Both teams have bought into this round. Some big tools though available for Bliss to get the job done. Direwolves have a massive mountain to climb if they want to stay in this game.
That was a really aggressive ball by Major. I think they wanted to go for the old school, but I would like to imagine. But look, the wall's been used early, and Direwolves, they still regain control over towards B. Bliss coming out with nothing overall. A few shock darts are available for Easy though, so I do expect him to be lying in wait to get a little bit of damage going. Now the question is, I didn't really check earlier, does he have the Odin? If he does, that'll be a fantastic tool to help him hold down the B.
Standard rifles for both teams.
Never mind, then take it back. Fantastic default once again from Direwolves. Jun lurking out over towards Long, holding down the angle, probably getting orb control as well. The rest of his team poking and prodding out over towards B, but avoiding mid like the plague. It's like they're expecting an operator or something, even though there is no jet.
They're all going A main, so Fleshers could find themselves in a bit of trouble if at least one of the players in Direwolves pushed up catwalk and into trees, would get spotted, but the Cypher would be all alone. The rest of the team is on the other side of the map. They're running back. I think Fleshers might have heard some footsteps coming through. The utility coming down. Lou on site. Spikers make its way there too. Fleshers fighting their time. Spot Stevens can't wall bang through that wall. Unfortunately, the Rainer gets away. Spike will be planted. We're looking at a 5v5 post plant.
This is probably the first one we've seen in quite a while, and things that can get absolutely filthy. I feel sorry for the observer, but Sarah Price here. Ronski, aggressive play again. Sort of flashes himself for a second. Runs around to the crosshairs of Lou. That's already one player down for Team Bliss. The trade back and forth. Wall Street. And right now, things are getting much more intense. Resurrection from Major, and Team Bliss are getting all the frags out. Lou does get exposed. It's all down to the lonely last player. Jun versus Fleshers one-on-one. Fleshers, the FIFA player. He needs a headshot right now. Both players are so low. Oh, shot over him death. As Fleshers, who takes the lead, goes aggressive, gets the kill. Defuse to come through. GG. Team Bliss 13-11.
What a finish from Team Bliss to come from behind.